It's been a while since I've looked into my old box of troll decks. After having some fun with Reiji, I decided to bust out my 17 Grade 3 Gornemant deck. For those of you who don't know what Gornemant does, he is one of the mini Moongal clones. Grade 3s that gain a whopping 10,000 power every single time a Grade 3 enters your Vanguard circle. The idea behind these cards was to give you an incentive to cross-ride or break-ride. However, very few clans can push this card to its actual strength of getting this power up multiple times in a single turn. So I decided to make a deck around it, featuring a few cards which benefit from the main phase ride, cards that cycle out the mini excess Grade 3s, and cards that give you the potential superior ride. Here's a quick list of some of the cards in the deck and why they're here. Young Pegasus Knight gets the bonus power every single time you superior ride during the main phase, because the Grade 3 that you rode over now counts as entering Soul. Soul Saver Dragon can Soul Blast all of that Soul that you've been building up to give 5,000 power to up to 3 units. Ashley's Break Ride can give your Vanguard a pretty decent power boost. Sanctuary Guard Dragon can ditch an excess Grade 3 to give you a booster, and it hits like a truck. Pendragon is the real masterpiece though. I can ride him, use his Limit Break immediately, grab another Grade 3, ride that, and then my Garnemants are suddenly plus 20,000 power. Zenon can add even more to that. With 17 Grade 3s in the deck, I have over a 1 in 3 chance to grab another Grade 3 off the top of the deck when I call Zenon. I can even use these cards in tandem. I can ride a Sanctuary Guard Dragon, discard a card, grab a Zenon from deck, check the top card. If that's a Grade 3, superior ride that. And if it's still during the main phase at that point, which it would be, you can use Pendragon to search the top 5 again and get another Grade 3 for a 30,000 power boost. There's plenty of silly stuff like this in the deck, and the power rows you can make are just ridiculous. There's also one more card that should be mentioned. He's been previously considered to be too inconsistent in spite of his raw power. Yet, he always has his setup without fail with this deck. This card is Exculpate the Blaster. It requires you to have ridden another Grade 3 and to have a Blaster Blade and Soul. This deck can do that every single game, as long as Barcgal doesn't get retired. This deck is designed around other cards, but it just happens to have perfect synergy with Exculpate as well. You can see here that I now have two 36k rows and a 30k Vanguard row that's attacking everything. Well, technically my young Pegasus Knight should have been 9k boosts, but still, these are really big rows. Even though my opponent's hand is huge, he cannot guard all 3 of these attacks, and he's losing his entire field. If he was at 5 damage right now, he would have had to pray for a heal trigger, regardless of whether or not I triggered. He would have been 10,000 shield short, even if I hadn't hit a single trigger, and this is with a null guard for 10ks and no Grade 3s in hand. Now, since I'm a man, and I run nothing but critical triggers in my deck, I hadn't seen too many up until this point. I happened to hit 2 of them, and with this, we practically have that same scenario as if he were at 5 damage right now, where he has to hope for that 6 damage heal. Also, I have to say, I really enjoy that Exculpate just completely counteracted the entire field flooding that Garnemant Liberator just tried to do last turn. And now, unfortunately, I have to ride back down to Grade 2. Where am I ever going to find another Grade 3 to ride? A long story short, this is a deck that would make even the great Morikawa proud. I dedicate this victory to the strongest water. Is your water strong?